Kodak Black is attacking Jay-Z for the Tory Lanez guilty verdict. Watch until the end to see why Kodak is heated.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been charged with shooting artist Megan Thee Stallion during an argument.
There's a court of law, but there's a court of public opinion.
Kodak is throwing grenades at Jay-Z. After 2.5 years of legal maneuvering and a crazy trial, Tory Lanez was found guilty of shooting Meg Thee Stallion. Kodak Black hopped on IG Live to talk with his fans about the trial. Since he knows Tory personally, the guilty verdict hit him a bit harder.
That man then stopped and prayed on some shit. Man, you know what, man? Let me pray with you right quick.
He couldn't understand how Tory could be convicted of the shooting without any solid evidence against him. Throughout the trial, the collected evidence, whether DNA samples or corroborated stories, seemed to be more in limbo and unverified rather than pointing directly at Tory as the shooter.
He started shooting and I'm just like, oh my God.
What seems to have done Tory in was the testimony from Sean Kelly, a resident in the neighborhood that claims to have seen everything from his balcony after being woken up around 4:30 a.m. to shouting.
The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly.
Not only does Kelly say he might have seen Kelsey, Meg's best friend at the time, take the first shot, but he also said that Tory shot about 4 to 5 times at Megan and even joined in on beating her up while she was in the fetal position. It was wild because both artists were skyrocketing in their careers really quickly due to their endeavors during the COVID pandemic before the violence happened.
I said Megan's in the hospital still. I'm outside the hospital.
So fucking drunk, I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro.
Tory had quarantine radio, and Meg was actively dropping music while trying to find a victory in getting off the books of her original label, 1501 Entertainment.
Live right here on Quarantine Radio. This has just turned.
Now Tory faces up to 22 years in prison and deportation back to Canada for this drunken tirade. Kodak had plenty more to say, and he continued to point out that Meg was caught lying multiple times. So how can you believe her? He didn't hesitate to set the record straight that he isn't condoning attacking women and says that God will give Tory whatever he deserves if he actually did what he's convicted of.
God gonna see it through to where he get the justifiable punishment he feel like he deserved for that. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe Tory getting convicted was the consequence Kodak speaks about. Obviously, he doesn't believe so. Yak also has smoke for Jay-Z.
And then all this Jay-Z, homie. Boy, bro, I don't like that damn bit, fam. For real, bro. Damn, I'll send a nigga to jail for Christmas, bro.
Since Jay-Z is the founder of Roc Nation, anything that happens with Roc Nation is going to fall on him. Meg is managed by Roc Nation, and the label has been holding her down for the entire legal proceeding. Theories have been made of Roc Nation making a concerted effort to get a conviction behind the scenes.
I call heaven and earth to be a record today. That Roc Nation, you will crumble.
Some think it's the push for radical support of feminism. Others believe this is great publicity for Meg to bring in more dollars for the label. Even Tory spoke about Roc Nation calling him 2 days after the reports came out about everything. He said Roc Nation told him it would be in his best interest not to make a statement about anything that happened.
And the whole wicked system of Roc Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Plus, Meg just signed with the label at the time and was scorching hot with the hit single Savage, which she eventually scored a feature with Beyonce when she hopped on the remix. Kodak's whole deal with Jay-Z is him standing behind Tory's conviction and everything that came with it right before Christmas. Now, Tory would have to spend about a month in jail before being sentenced. His Christmas meal was shared across socials, noting food items such as roast turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, a dinner roll, a pumpkin muffin, green beans, green salad, and chocolate milk.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Doesn't sound too bad, until you see how a typical jail tray looks like. Jay-Z hasn't commented on the trial or the shooting in general. Who knows how much he's invested in it, despite Meg being an artist under his umbrella. But Kodak isn't the only one that feels that way about Jay-Z and Roc Nation.
And witness the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen.
Tory's dad came out of the courtroom upset at the verdict, saying that Tory was mishandled by a crooked government and how Hov claims to have risen from the gutter, but continues to trade and barter the souls of young men.
But you have traded and bartered the souls of young men.
Even during trial, the stories from witnesses have been somewhat fuzzy. A lot of withholding information went on, to the point where fans began to get tired of it. So will we finally get the actual story? And how much prison time will Tory get now that he's found guilty? We'll find out at the top of 2023.